Well, we got involved with this when the Springfield Chamber of Commerce came out with their strategic priority list, and one of their bullet points on that list was to make Springfield a more inclusive and diverse place. And that kind of intrigued us in terms of how we got started on this study. In a more broad sense, I would say that we have no lack of recent events, such as, for example, in Ferguson, Missouri, that show us that diversity, race, and differences of all kinds are really, really important to talk about, to study, to figure out how we can do a better job all across the U.S. of being more inclusive in our communities.
There were two things that I found extremely interesting. The first was regarding the lynchings. As many people know, there were lynchings on the public square in 1906. It's now 2014. Those lynchings come up in every conversation about race in Springfield. They have not been appropriately resolved and put to rest. We really haven't gotten past that, and they permeate everything today. The other thing that I found interesting was that there was a difference in how people who had, African Americans who had been raised in Springfield felt and African Americans who had been raised someplace else and have moved to Springfield. The people who had been raised in Springfield very much talked about not wanting to rock the boat and not feeling like they had the full right to say what they believed and say what they wanted to say. The people who came to Springfield from someplace else didn't tend to have that view, and they were much more vocal and felt that they had the right to say what they wanted to say.
So one of our big takeaways from this study is that for communities who want to become more inclusive, more diverse places, you have to start the conversation with difference. You can't look at difference, whether it be racial differences or other types of differences, as problems to be fixed. You actually have to start the conversation with engaging difference. And that's part of what our study looked into, is how do we do that in ways that are authentic and that give people a safe place to voice their concerns, their questions, what they know and what they don't know about issues of difference.